This week on Close Up, go inside the 40-year anniversary of the Model UN program.
And knock out studying and working out at the same time.
Tax season is almost done, but the scammers are out full force. Next on Close Up.
Welcome to Winthrop Close Up. I'm Daniel James.
And I'm Emily Gill. The IRS phone scams continuously rack in millions of dollars from taxpayers. Crystal Thomason shows students how to protect their pocketbooks.
Tax season may be winding down, but that doesn't mean taxpayers can relax. They could be victims of a phone scam, and the most common type of scam, a simple phone call.
Well, I remember getting off class one day and I got a call from the IRS. They told me that if I did not pay a fee, they would come arrest me.
Wong is one of millions of Americans that are targeted by scammers. The most infamous is the Irs Phone Scam, which has cost taxpayers a collective $14 million since 2013.
They know whether or not they filed taxes. They know whether or not they had any issues with the taxes. The IRS is not going to make a phone call to you and then give you an ultimatum on the phone.
Double check with Winthrop because at the end of the day, those are the people who they're like going through to say this is super duper official.
The best ways to avoid falling for this scam include calling the authorities before sending any money, calling the IRS directly, or simply hanging up the phone.
If they do send money through Western Union or something like that, there's nothing law enforcement can really do for them.
I think people just get scared when they get a call like that, and their immediate instinct is to pay it as soon as possible.
The IRS warns that while this type of scam is most prevalent during tax season, it can happen at all times of the year. So it's important to be alert and fact check at all times. Crystal Thomason, Winthrop Close Up.
For more information about phone scams, visit irs.gov. From phones to email accounts, presidential candidate Hillary Clinton's email scandal has been in the headlines for months. However, the State Department's internal review has been temporarily halted. Back in January, the State Department announced that 22 emails sent or received by Clinton have been upgraded to top secret information. None of the emails were marked as such when they were originally sent. Both the State Department and the FBI conducted their own reviews on the matter last year. The law enforcement agency recently asked the State Department to halt its investigation, pending the completion of the FBI's work.
In other news, students from all over North and South Carolina gathered at Winthrop for the 40th anniversary of the Model United Nations program. Zach Grieger goes behind the scenes to give you the story.
More than 15 high schools were represented at the 40th anniversary of the Model United Nations program on campus.
And I think that 40 years is big because a lot of things don't last 40 years, and the world has changed so much.
Each high school represents a different nation over the 3-day conference.
The Model United Nations is much like a stage or a theater production, with each delegate assigned to a specific group to act out diplomacy in their own unique way.
Well, I always tell my teammates that Model UN is kind of half acting and then half knowledge about the world. I just really like integrating the knowledge that I have of global issues with an attempt to try to get across my agenda.
It's a great chance for high schoolers to practice their debate skills, but a lot of preparation goes into this 3-day event.
It's just making sure that, for me personally, just all the high schools come and that we don't have any high schools that have double countries or any issues. We had a high school drop with 4 countries and we had to figure that out.
With the attack in Brussels and Obama's meeting in Cuba, having informed and engaged future citizens makes programs like the Model UN important to continue. Zach Grieger, Winthrop Close Up.
If you're interested in Model UN, visit its website at winthrop.edu/modelun. Still to come for Winthrop Close Up, March Madness extends into April for the final game. Welcome back to Winthrop Close Up. While Monday usually marks the beginning of the week, it also marked the end of the NCAA men's basketball season. The 2016 NCAA Men's Basketball Championship game hosted the UNC Tar Heels and the Villanova Wildcats. After multiple lead changes, the game was tied after UNC senior Marcus Page hit a miracle three-pointer with just 5 seconds left in the game. As time expired, Villanova junior Chris Jenkins hit a three at the buzzer to bring home the school's second title in history. We at Winthrop University want to congratulate the Villanova Wildcats on an amazing season. From the courts to the track, NASCAR was back in action after taking a week off to celebrate Easter. 40 drivers took the green flag in the STP 500 at Martinsville Speedway on Sunday. 2015 champion Kyle Busch would score his 35th career Sprint Cup win after leading 352 of 500 laps. The Cup Series will move on to Fort Worth, Texas to run the Duck Commander 500 this Saturday night.
With the semester winding down, students often focus on hitting the books instead of working out. I took a look at how Dacus Library is letting students multitask. Snow White said, "Whistle while you work." Dacus Library would rather students didn't, but they have provided a way for students to exercise while they work. Dean of Library Services Mark Herring believes the Fit Desks help students and the library itself.
We always try to think of ways to get other students here just to see our services and to know what we have. And we feel like this is one more way that we might be able to get in some who may be reluctant for whatever reason to come.
Some students feel the need to be dressed for the gym to use the Fit Desks.
If I have a test coming up, if I am dressed for it, then yeah, I would most definitely consider using it.
Some scientists say sitting still for too long is the new version of smoking, but these Fit Desks help remedy that. Students can pedal while they study, keeping their heart rate up along with their grades.
I think once it gets around that we have them here and everybody, knows about them, and I think they're great for computers.
Until they gain popularity, those who do enjoy them will have them all to themselves. To find out more about the Fit Desks, visit the front desk in Dacus Library. For those of you who prefer a more traditional workout, we have a new installment of our Fitness for You segment, where one class helps you tone your muscles.
Total Tone, they kind of give free range to the instructors to kind of do whatever they want, but it's usually got some sort of resistance-based training. Some people do full body workouts. You can do arms, legs, however you're feeling. My classes are typically full body workouts. So today we kind of did a little Pilates twist with the arm and the leg movements, and then we did a little bit of abs that really strengthen that core.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
From its founding 7 years ago, online women magazine Her Campus is spread throughout the nation with multiple university chapters, including one right here at Winthrop University.
We are a publication, yes, but it's also an organization, and it's a family, and all these girls, we support one another and we encourage one another, and that's one of the main things.
Her Campus features stories regarding pop culture, beauty secrets, and general news. The organization meets every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. in Owens 202. For more information on joining, contact Catherine Lowe at lowc5@winthrop.edu.
While Winthrop has seen an increase in the number of students recycling on campus, more work can be done. I talked to the sustainability coordinator to find out what students can do to reduce, reuse, and recycle. Residence halls have been encouraging students to recycle with the use of recycle rooms. These rooms have bins that accept office paper, plastics 1 through 7, and metal cans.
I mean, whenever I'm throwing my trash out, I separate the recycling stuff into the trash and the trash stuff from each other, and take the recycling always down to the bins, usually at the end of my dorm hall.
While filled bins show that students are thinking about recycling, Sustainability Coordinator Chris Johnson says students can help another way.
If you're recycling it, that's good, but we can take it another step further and eliminate it altogether.
Students may have noticed these faces on campus. They are part of the Office of Sustainability's campaign to reduce waste. If these posters show a smiley face, it means that the dorms use less energy than they did the previous week. A frown shows an increase in energy use. A good way for students to reduce energy waste is to use a surge protector with an off switch to cut power going to several cords at once.
Always be looking out for what can be recycled, what can be reused, and what you can cut down on.
An upcoming event in which students can reduce waste is Woo Cycle. On April 8th from 8 a.m. to noon in the Student Activity Center, students can donate gently used items including clothes, books, and utensils. To learn more about ways you can reduce consumption, visit winthrop.edu/sustainability. Well, the Thompson Building started a new campaign to promote sustainability, their Bring Your Own Cup campaign.
But I don't know what I'm going to do because I never really got drinks to go, but I put me some brownies and ice cream in those to-go cups. I'm going to have to figure out how to shove brownies in a water bottle now.
Yeah, I use the ice cream I use the cups for ice cream too.
There you go.
Well, that's all we have for you.
If you want to stay up to date on campus news, you can follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Winthrop Close Up. We'll see you next week.